Hey guys, Billy from Power Rangers here with another epic style video. Now, usually on this channel, I like to stay away from anything that's remotely political. However, today this one has a little bit of that politics, a little bit of that political nature peppered in. So I feel like I had to make a video on this. If not, I would be doing this platform a disservice. For those of you guys that don't know, Now This is like BuzzFeed shout out a book on how to puke. They have different channels. However, the one that I'm going to focus on today is their main channel, which hosts some opinion-based videos they call Now This Opinions. Now that is a little bit of clever wordplay on the part of Now This, because anytime somebody could bring up something, the fact that, hey, what you're saying is absolute bullshit, they could just say, no, man, what are you talking about? This is just my opinion. You're being racist. Well, guess what? I can have an opinion too, Now This, and my opinion is that you are retarded. Didn't expect that level of congruency and dialect, did you? Now This. Well, I don't want to yap any longer. Let's just get into the actual video itself. So let's put on our privilege goggles and check out what they have to say.
White people will be fine. Will always be fine.
You see, the ordinary person might say, whoa, that's a broad statement. Just because you're white doesn't mean you're at a financial or social advantage. Skin color is by chance and you really can't control it, so you might as well embrace it and be happy that there are differences in the world and we can come together to better our conditions of living, each as unique individuals with novel perspectives on how to improve the planet as a whole. That's what the ordinary person might think, but not me. I'm special. You see, the first thing that I noticed in this video is the aspect ratio, or rather the dimensions on the side of the video right here. You notice all that empty space? You can't fool me Now This. You see, this is one of those cancer Facebook, Instagram videos disguised as a YouTube video. You might as well fill up that area with emojis and ask me to hit the like button if you figure out what number I'm thinking of.
A lot of the people protesting at these blatantly white supremacist events say that they are protecting white culture, that they're not against any race, they're just pro-white. And I'm telling you, as a damn white person, that being pro-white is abjectly absurd.
Another thing they tend to do is open up the dictionary and use unnecessary sesquipedalian dialect to confuse and make you seem smarter than you actually are. Ever notice that in astronomy, one of the most advanced fields of physics we have on this earth, they use the simplest terms to explain shit? Spots on the sun? What are they called? Oh, maybe sunspots? What do you call big red stars? Red giants? Well, that's beside the point. Here in the video, they show protests in Charlottesville and use that to represent whites as a whole, which is the same thing as using the Black Panthers to represent the African American community as a whole, and definitely misleading. And you can't just generalize an entire race based on the actions of a few.
White culture is so ingrained in society, it doesn't need to be protected. No one's coming for white culture, and white culture is not at risk. White culture is gonna be fine.
What? What cultures are at risk? Are you retarded? You can argue the same thing about every culture based on this. And assuming that you're talking about race in the United States, where we have a multitude of races and don't actually prosecute you for being different, it's okay to be white. Just like it's okay to be proud to be black. Videos like this are the only things dividing the culture and making a problem that applies to some isolated incidents seem like it's part of the majority of the population. And you can't do that generalization just because you highlight 3 or 4 cases where there are instances of racism or action actually taken on someone because of their skin color and say that is indicative of the rest of the population. Also, he looks a little bit like he likes to watch his wife or significant other get fucked by larger men. Just my opinion. Again, you could consider this pig cake plus up.
White children don't have to worry about being banned from the greatest melting pot nation on earth. White children don't have to worry about being called terrorists.
Boom! Roasted. Got him. Really showed him there, except for the fact that white people can and do in fact get classified as terrorists. Anytime one of these losers, whether or not they're white, they're black, they're Asian, it doesn't matter. Anytime someone decides to take a gun to a crowd of people and unfortunately be the result of countless families never being the same again, they're considered terrorists. The very definition of terrorism is the unlawful use of violence and intimidation. So of course, white people aren't exempt from being considered a terrorist. And to imply that you're beyond the law just because of skin color or isolated incidents is a very dangerous mentality to try to spread. I'm not saying we should ignore incidents, because a life is in fact a life. And when it's lost due to senseless violence, everyone loses. But you can't make generalized statements like that, because then you fall prey to confirmation bias. You're looking for the incidents that support your ideology and you're ignoring everything else.
Now just think, what do people from the West look like? What is our civilization? The white supremacist response to that is, what's wrong with being proud of my race and wanting to protect it?
You see the clever bit there? You see what they did? Where they call the opposing opinion to his argument and blanket under white supremacy. So if you have any other opposing opinion, guess what? You are a white supremacist. Hey, are you black and you disagree with this guy's opinion? Well, guess what? You are a white supremacist. Clever, very clever. Now this, you almost got me there.
White supremacists are just unremarkable people who want to cling on to the only thing they have that grants them power, their whiteness. Being white and the privilege that comes from that is all they have to get ahead.
I love how he acts like any success you find is a direct result of skin color and not hard work or effort. It's like being white gives you superpowers where you come lightning and you could destroy all inferior races.
When someone's accused of being racist, they're always like, I have tons of black friends.
Who says this? I've never used this used by anyone other than these unhappy, uneducated, uncultured motherfuckers. If that's your response to being called racist, you might be retarded. You might be retarded. Although technically, you're not that wrong, because based on the actual definition of racism, it's a prejudice or discrimination directed against someone of a different race based on the belief that your own race is superior. And how could you have a friend of opposing skin color and be racist? That friendship would end after one conversation. Hey man, what's up? Oh, not much, man. Just chilling here, vaping. You know what it is. Hey, dude, that's cool and all, but could you stand 10 feet that way? Because I really don't like black people. Oh, man, why didn't you tell me sooner? Sayonara, sucker. Skeet, skeet, bitch.
There are not many sides to this issue. There's two, tolerance and hate. Which side are you on?
Of course, they go the binary route here with only two ways to see it. Have my opinion or you are a racist cunt. And yes, I know I'm making a straw man argument there, but essentially he's implying that you have tolerance and realize that you are white and need to bow down to other races or be labeled an intolerant and racist cunt. Obviously, this video didn't have the intention they wanted, with more dislikes than likes at a staggering rate. And I do commend Now This News for having the balls to leave the comments and dislike ratios actually up and not hide it. But I do feel they do that because they like to watch their videos get fucked by larger, more superior males. Anyways, that's the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I made it with all the privilege that could come from a person with no white in his blood. That's right, absolutely negative white person in my blood. Well, I'm gonna go and figure out different ways to use cheese sticks as tub stoppers.
See you again when I see you again. 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 When I see you again.